Okay, so we've got SummerSlam this weekend, so I may as well do some predictions and some picks for who I think is going to win some of the matches on here. So we'll kick it off with the first match for night one of SummerSlam. It's Sami Zayn v Karrion Kross. Now, these two have been feuding for a while, where Kross has been trying to sort of get Sami Zayn's dark side out, if he's even got one, really. Karrion Kross is doing, amazing character work at the moment. Amazing work on the mic, amazing presence. These are things he's already had. He just needed the opportunity to sort of show it. And he's really got the chance to show it in this Sami Zayn feud because these guys, they haven't really even been wrestling too often. It's mostly been backstage stuff and Karrion Kross cutting amazing promos. And where Karrion Kross is doing such good character work at the moment, it almost doesn't feel like he needs to be wrestling every week and almost doesn't feel like a win or loss is really necessary for him. Where he could lose this match, maybe it's a dusty finish, maybe maybe it's not clean, maybe Sami Zayn gets a roll up or a distraction or whatever, and Sami Zayn wins. This storyline can continue because it feels like it's deeper than just one match, deeper than just a one match payoff. Even though this is a SummerSlam match, right? But I want to pick Karrion Kross because I think he needs the momentum, he needs the win, and hopefully Karrion Kross can go on to bigger and better things. I think Sami Zayn sort of had his window where he's going to be in the main event scene, and that window's passed, and I don't really foresee him ever getting back to that sort of level again. So, going to go with Karrion Kross to win that match. Then we've got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Now, of course, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are in Seth Rollins' new group, and Seth Rollins has been sidelined. So these two, WWE clearly want to build this group and clearly want it to be, a main event group and to run Raw. They clearly want that to happen. So if you want that to happen, you're going to need to get these guys to have some significant wins. And with Seth Rollins not there, you're going to need that more so than ever. That being said, you're going to have Roman Reigns lose at SummerSlam? I can't really see that happening either. So, he lost at Mania and he's going to lose at SummerSlam now. I don't know. I think if he does lose, they'll definitely give the pin to Jey Uso, as they should. Unless Seth Rollins isn't actually injured. I'm seeing maybe it was a work, but it's looking like Rollins is actually injured. But if Rollins isn't injured and he can come back, then if he can cost Roman the pinfall, then that could be okay. But Roman shouldn't be losing clean to either of these guys. If he loses, it should be Jey Uso getting pinned. And like I said, Breakker and Reed need big wins if they're going to get over as a group. If they're going to be treated as a dominant threat or even regarded as a threat, you need to actually win matches. You don't get over as a threat by losing matches. You don't get over by, oh, well, it was a good try, but he didn't win it. No, you need to actually win it, right? So I'm going to go with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed to actually beat Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, but I'm going to think Jey Uso is going to take the pin here. Then we've got the WWE Women's Tag Team match. You've got Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Raquel being the baddest chick in the match, obviously. Then you've got, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Now, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, they're not even a tag team. But honestly, that doesn't matter. It's women's wrestling. Like, no one really cares. If that's mad to say, I don't think so. No one really cares. So, who's gonna win this? I'll probably go with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, just because they need someone else to win it, so Judgment Day can win it back again. It's not a stacked division. It's a waste of a belt. You know what I mean? It's a waste of a division because there's not even enough women to have a whole tag team division. But whatever. I don't care. Who cares? I reckon Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are gonna win this just because to switch something up, right? Then we've got your, sort of celebrity match of the card. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I reckon probably Jelly Roll's going to win this. I don't really think either guy needs I don't think Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul need a win that badly. I don't know. Drew McIntyre always needs a win because it feels like he always loses in these feuds. But Jelly Roll, he's a sort of superstar these days. I guess, I mean, musically, he's a superstar. You know, he's doing a lot of media recently, and I'm seeing his face and his name out and about there a lot more. And it looks like going forward, he wants to be involved in WWE a lot more. Of course, Randy Orton, legend. Drew McIntyre's becoming a legend, and Logan Paul. No doubt for a match like this, it would have been heavily rehearsed. And this match will be probably a very good match. I don't know how much Jelly Roll can do. I don't foresee him in taking many bumps, but stranger things have happened. But like I said, whereas Logan Paul is involved, it's probably going to be a heavily rehearsed match, which ultimately they put on good matches. So I don't care if they're rehearsed or not. Do you know what I mean? I don't really care. I don't need to see a guy call it on the fly for it to be a good match. If it's a good match, it's a good match, right? But my pick for this would be Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Unless maybe they want to continue this and they have Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul win and they make this a whole storyline between these two teams. I don't know what Jelly Roll's schedule is like going forward. If he wants to literally be a WWE superstar now, I don't know. But we'll see. I want to go with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll for this win, though. Then, for the WWE Women's Championship, we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's got a win over Asuka, which is probably one of the biggest wins of her career. And by winning that match, she guaranteed herself a title match at SummerSlam against SmackDown's Women's World Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. And that's why this match is happening. Jade Cargill won the match, and now she's fighting Tiffany Stratton. I think maybe Jade Cargill will win this, to be honest, actually, because Tiffany's had the belt for a minute. It's women's wrestling again, like I said, I don't really care. So it's the type of thing where you're like, if it's not Rhea Ripley, who's the baddest one out of all of them, if it's not Rhea or Raquel, I'm not really that interested. Even though Jade Cargill is pretty bad, though, she's got some meat to her. She's not all muscle. She has got some cheeks there as well. So respect to her for that. But Tiffany Stratton is very mid. Always have thought this as well. She can look good. She's one of these chicks where outside of the ring, she looks better. But when you put her in the ring and you're doing all this, you're doing way too much with the makeup and the gear, and you're just trying to do too much, it doesn't work for her. She looks way more bad when she's wearing like normal clothes, like going to the gym or whatever, right? But who wins this? I don't care. Probably Jade. Just give it to Jade. Then the main event for night one is Gunther versus CM Punk, and Punk's probably not winning a world title ever again. I'd be shocked if he wins a world title, and if he beats Gunther as well, I'd be shocked. Again, I wouldn't be against it because Gunther's not had the belt for that long, but he doesn't need to have the belt for that long. But it's hard. I'm flip-flopping because Gunther is far better as a defending champion than he is as a chasing challenger. Right? CM Punk can do both. Gunther can't really do both, in my opinion. Now, of course, Gunther is going to put on great matches and his promo is always going to be good. But I think he does his best work as the dominating champion and sort of talking to these guys when you're not on my level. Like, he's able to deliver these great promos like he did to Goldberg, like he did with CM Punk. And CM Punk's able to, in this case, match him promo for promo, right? But overall, I do think Gunther's going to win this. But who knows? I mean, yeah. I mean, Seth Rollins is going to be out of the title picture because of his knee injury. So what would be really like sort of, how can I say, like just poetic would be CM Punk winning it and then having Seth Rollins cash in on him. CM Punk, the guy who's cashed in Money in the Bank twice, like it would be crazy, right? That would be crazy. But it looks like that's not going to happen because Seth Rollins is out of the picture at the moment. So I'm going to go with Gunther. I think there's no reason to end Gunther's title reign. Punk's over. I don't think he's that over. Do you know what I mean? Of course he's over. It's CM Punk. They come out, they chant CM Punk, he's over. But if you're going to dethrone a champion like Gunther, you need to have more than just a good reason. You need to have a great reason, right? And I don't think they really had that with Jey Uso. They tried to manufacture it for Jey Uso, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. They were kind of forcing it there. And even in that WWE documentary, they said, like, we're going to put a rocket to you. Like, they're forcing him. But good thing the Jey Uso experiment's done now, because he's a really bad wrestler. He can't put on good matches, right? Despite all of his experience, he's not able to put on really good matches. Unlike Gunther, who is going to be fighting CM Punk in the main event for the World Championship, and I think he's going to win. So yeah, that's night one of SummerSlam. So I went with Karrion Kross, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, Jade Cargill, and Gunther. That's who I'm going with for night one. Now let's get up night two's card. Bear with me. Yep. So night two's card is this is a fun match to kick it off. It's the WWE Tag Team Championship match. It's the Wyatt Six, DIY, Street Profits, Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Andrade and Rey Fenix in a TLC match, which it's not been officially announced whether this will be on night one or night two. I'm assuming night two will make more sense. So there's 6 matches on each card, on each night rather. But this is a super fun match. Again, it's tag team wrestling, and the tag team division at the moment it's a hot potato championship. It's hot potato. This is pretty much the entire division all in one match. So anyone can win it. I don't see Fraxium winning it. I'd be surprised if Andrade and Rey Fenix won it, but they will have some great spots in this match, no doubt. Fraxium won't win it. DIY won't win it. I don't think Andrade and Rey will win it. So that leaves Wyatt Six, Street Profits, or Motor City Machine Guns. All 3 of them are basically the top tag teams in the division at the moment. In which case, maybe the Wyatt Six will retain, just because there's no clear team to take it off them. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. It's a TLC match. And again, it's tag team wrestling, so whoever wins, no one's really going to be that bothered. Then we've got the Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. And this has been a pretty fun sort of storyline here, where you've had AJ Styles sort of praying for Dominic to get cleared by a doctor. It's been pretty funny, and a lot of social media edits about this. Dominic probably retains. Again, AJ's in great shape, and AJ's still a great wrestler, don't get it twisted, but I don't see that there's not really any need to have AJ Styles beat Dominic for the belt at SummerSlam. I don't think they really want to have a long-term storyline. I don't know how much AJ's got left in the tank. Unless maybe you have AJ win this and then he goes to TNA, does a bit more in TNA. That'd be really cool to see the Intercontinental Championship on TNA. AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. That would be pretty fun. So there's stuff you can do there, but you don't need the Intercontinental Championship for that to happen. In fact, it's probably easier if you don't have the Intercontinental Championship and those things happen, right? In which case, I'll go with Dominic Mysterio to win that. And then we've got the US Championship match. Now, this no doubt will be a pretty fun match as well, where you've got Solo Sikoa, who's the US Champion, against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. Again, blood feud, or bloodline feud, if you will. Been going on for a while. Of course, these two started off together, where Solo brought Jacob Fatu into WWE as part of his bloodline. Of course, Jacob Fatu quickly from day one was overshadowing Solo and gained momentum of his own, went on his own, won the US Championship, lost the US Championship. Of course, Solo's now the champion and they're feuding over this championship. I think Jacob Fatu could win this match. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Jacob Fatu win this match in the steel cage and sort of end this storyline now. But yeah, I think that makes sense. Jacob Fatu to win back the United States Championship and then go off and sort of distance himself completely from the bloodline now. He doesn't need them anymore, right? And Solo does kind of need a belt to keep his bloodline relevant, to be fair. In my opinion, I do think he does need that, because him just as a stable, those guys is not that impressive to me, in my opinion. So maybe Solo does need the championship, and maybe Jacob Fatu doesn't, because maybe after this, Jacob Fatu could feud with another top guy and then be looking at potentially a world title shot after that, right? But we'll see. I mean, probably not, because Gunter's not on Raw, so he won't face Jacob Fatu's not on Raw, so he won't face Gunter, and Jacob Fatu's not getting a title fight against John Cena in his last year. And we're coming to the end of that year now, so yeah, he's probably still a bit away from a title shot, but he can't flounder for a bit. WWE needs to keep him booked and keep him relevant. So again, maybe the US Championship is a good way to do that. This is a tough fight to pick. This is a tough match to pick because honestly, both guys kind of need the championship. Maybe that's what makes this for an interesting match where Solo's got his bloodline, but if you want his bloodline to be relevant, he does need a championship. And Jacob Fatu, if he's not got the belt, I guess he can just beef guys. That can work. You know what I mean? He can just fight dudes. But yeah, we'll see. I want to go with Jacob Fatu to win this, but nothing would surprise me. Yeah, nothing would surprise me here. Then we've got the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Christ, these things exist. Becky Lynch is the champ against Lyra Valkyria. It's women's wrestling. I couldn't give a toss. I don't watch their segments. I don't watch Evolution. I didn't watch Evolution, and you would have to pay me. I was going to say you couldn't pay me. Now, for money, I'd watch it, but you'd have to pay me to watch that. I guess Valkyria will win it. Then we've got Women's World Championship, Naomi v Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Probably Naomi to retain. I guess Naomi's on a bit of a run. Rhea Ripley's not been champion for a long time, it feels like. And she's such a superstar, she doesn't need the belt. To be honest, that being said, you can't have her in World Championship matches and just have her continuously losing. Kind of does defeat the purpose of being a superstar, right? But we'll see. I was going to go with Naomi to retain, but again, like I said, it's women's wrestling. Who really cares? And then in the main event, you've got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Now, I'd be surprised if John Cena lost here because you sort of wonder if Rhodes wins, you're sort of back to square one, right? I know people talked about that passing of the torch moment. We already had that with Roman Reigns and John Cena. We had that passing of the torch. I hate that we're pretending like Roman Reigns hasn't got the torch. I hate we pretend that Cody Rhodes was some savior to WWE. No, Roman Reigns was the one who turned this shit around, bro. When he became the Tribal Chief turned WWE around, not Cody Rhodes. So let's remember that, right? But yeah, this probably won't even be that good of a match. If I'm being honest, this won't even be that good of a match, but it's a street fight, so expect the unexpected. Maybe The Rock will come out, maybe Travis Scott. I think Travis Scott is done with WWE. Maybe The Rock will come out. Who knows? Maybe Randy Orton will come out, maybe. I don't know. It's unpredictable. It's a street fight. Maybe Undertaker will come out. Anything can happen. I'm going to pick John Cena to retain because storyline, I don't know what they do if Rhodes would win it. I guess there's always options because it's the World Championship. So, and WWE can make guys fight for the World Championship. It's a storyline at the end of the day. They can make anything work. So anything can happen. But yeah, my pick's going to be John Cena for that. I'd be curious to know what you guys think of SummerSlam. What do you think of the card? The fights that I've gone through. Do you think these are going to be good matches? What are your thoughts on it being a 2-night event as well for the first time ever? Do you think this is going to be happening more often? I've got a lot of questions for you guys, man. What do you guys think? See, I go over my night 2 predictions one last time. So I picked Wyatt 6 to retain, Dominic Mysterio to retain, Jacob Fatu to win the championship, the US Championship, Lyra Valkyria to win the Women's IC Champion, Naomi to retain, and John Cena to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship. So yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.